Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Chic777 DIY by Design. My name is Linda. Today we're working on a design team project for Reneabouquets, a shabby chic altered canvas. So let's get started. What I've got here is a canvas I purchased from Dollar Tree. I was originally going to use the entire canvas and just kind of paint it and cover it, but decided I didn't want to do that. I am going to use the wood piece that has the quote on it, but I decided to just remove the canvas portion of it in its entirety and then use the wood frame underneath for my base. So I'm just kind of using some tools to get this off. And then we're left with the wood base. And so then what I'm going to do is start painting the perimeter of this with some Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, which is basically just a cream colored paint. I purchased this chalk paint at Walmart, and I'm just covering around the perimeter of each side of this wood frame because I'll cover the rest of it with my paper I'm going to use. And I like to cover the perimeter a little bit in the paint because I will cut my papers sometimes about an 1/8 inch, 16 inch smaller than what I'm covering so that a little bit of that painted area shows through. I've got my papers here. I apologize, I don't know what paper pack it is. I do know that it's just die cuts with a view. And then that tag that you see there is from a Frank Garcia Prima Marketing collection. And I couldn't tell you that one either. I just pulled out a bunch of papers from a stash that I had, so I'm just trying to use it up. And right now on this main piece, I'm using Prima Clear Gesso. I'm prepping the paper with it because I've decided to use a little bit of some water paints colors to give a little bit of subtle look in the background over some stenciling that I'm going to do right here using Prima Marketing stenciling paste and this Crafter's Workshop stencil. It's called Art Is. I love the script of it, the detailing script. This light paste that I notice a little bit different from a regular modeling paste is because it is light, the detail comes out. It doesn't bubble up as much, it doesn't thicken as much as it dries, so the detail comes out really finite and just kind of nice and thin and soft. So I kind of like this for that when I want a little bit of texture but not in my face texture. Okay, see what that looks like. And then I'm going to come in with just a little bit of browns and a little bit of light pinks to give it a little bit of shading, not much, it's going to be very subtle. And as I put that watercolor paint down, I'm then spraying it with plain water so that it really dilutes it and allows it to run a little bit. But like I said, it's just very subtle, kind of hard to see actually on this video as we're working with it. And now I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac glue and start gluing down all my papers on this wooden frame. I chose this particular paper, this wood grain look, because I liked what it looked like, obviously, with my photo, because the photo I'm using is like a wedding photo, but the photo, the wedding was done outdoors, and it's the cutest photo. You'll just love it when you see it. And I thought that wood plank look went well with the outdoor look of the photo. I'm just kind of gluing the perimeter strips here. And you can see how a little bit of my wood shows there where I painted it. And so when I attach the paper, you just see that little bit of a perimeter. I think that gives a little bit of a shabby look. And then I will cover the back because this is a gift. She doesn't know I'm doing it. She's going to be really surprised when all the photos of this pop up on social media, and she's going to be like, hey, that's me. But she is the sweetest thing. She married my nephew last summer. Here comes the little Frank Garcia tag. I chose this because I wanted a little bit of that brown to be peeking up. It kind of goes with the little bit of the brown on the photo. I'm using some light pinks because there's a little bit of light pink coloration coming from the wedding dress a little bit. Underneath the wedding dress, you'll see what I'm talking about when I show the picture. And there's a little bit of green, so I kind of add slight green from the greenery of the flowers. I was going to take this dried glue off the back of this, but it was too hard, so I'm like, forget it, leave it, I'm going to glue it down. I'm using this piece so that kind of raises up my embellishments a little bit. Here's a frame from Reneabouquets. It's Prima Marketing Memory Hardware Resin Frame called Montchamp Imperial. I probably butchered that name, but don't freak out. I know, a dramatic pause, because I am turning the frame upside down. I do it on purpose because I don't really need that beautiful floral area to show. I just want the round of the frame. And then here comes in some Reneabouquet Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard. This is a set of 3 twisted chain frames. I'm using the small size. And then I'm using the frames, the set of 3 frames come in 3 sizes in the set. I'm using the smallest of the 3 sizes, but the totality of the whole set is the small size because I believe there's a large size of the twisted chain frame set as well. Here's the picture. I know, isn't that cute? She's got her wedding dress on, of course, and underneath it where it's all ruffly on the bottom because she's holding her dress up, you see a little bit of pink, and so that's kind of where I'm putting pink in, and then she's stepping her feet into the water. It was a beautiful outdoor wedding, so I just thought this photo was so cute. So that's why the little bit of brown on that tag, because of the little bit of brown around the photo itself. But there's, see, that little bit of a pink hue, so I'll use a little bit of pink flowers on this design. It'll be so cute. She is just adorable. Can you tell I like her? Okay, now we're coming in with some Reneabouquets lace. This is 4.5-inch wide floral embroidered lace. It's in the ivory shade, and I just want like an edge of it, so I'm just cutting like half of it off. And I'll just use a little bit of it down below the picture as I start my design, you know, in the lower half of this canvas. Just trying to cut it to size here. And this is just a old Prima Marketing lamp. It came out, it was called the Shabby Chic Treasures line. It was kind of a metals line. There was some resins, but this is the lamp from that line. I wish they still had that Shabby Chic Treasures line. All the resins and metals that came out were just gorgeous for Shabby Chic. I placed that in there because I thought it'd just kind of add a little romance to the project. And I'm adding the last of this, also an old release from Prima Marketing. The whole package was called Locks. Door locks, and yeah, door locks, I believe. And this is my last little door lock. I was hoarding it. I guess she'll get it. I kind of turned it around backwards, I think, a little bit, but I liked that look. Because I think the two pieces are supposed to be facing each other. I don't know, but I like the way it looked this way. Alright, so I'm going to come in here with some Reneabouquet chiffon flowers. These are pearl and rhinestone flowers. This one is in the khaki shade. And then this is just a little bit of floral trim from my stash. I'm going to use it as well. It's kind of got that ivory shade to kind of go in with the lace and stuff. You'll just see a little bit of it poking up. I'm going to lay this down first and then get the ivory, or the khaki flower over the top. This is just a little bit, years ago, let me back up, finish my thought, I bought this tablecloth at a garage sale. It looked like this and it had a big hole in it, but I got it for $1 and I just rip it up and use little pieces of it here and there. I just think it adds that little bit of really soft texture and I love it. I love how it kind of gets all like off the edge. It's all like torn and tattered. I just love that, and I thought the colors went well with kind of the colors I was using on here. Kind of more, you know, creams and ivories and pinks, tiny little bit of green here there. This is a Reneabouquet's Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard, and it's a quilling flourish. They come in a set of 4, and I'm using the small size. I wanted to add just this little bit of a curling element on there. I thought it'd just add a little bit of softness to the project here. And this is beautiful board laser cut chipboard circuit elements. And I've cut just a little piece of it off here, and I'm going to kind of layer it. How long did it take me to get that word out? In this lower left corner here. Because what I'm trying to do, because of the frame at the top, and then that quilling flourish, and then the circuit board element, it kind of gives me a set of 3 kind of beautiful board, chipboard pieces, kind of in a triangular fashion on my project. And you're wondering how it's triangular. So if you start at the top with the frame, and you come down to the right with the quilling flourish, and then you move over to the left with the circuit board element, and then back up to the frame, it gives you that triangular vision. And when you're creating something, the triangular vision, your line there, is really cohesive on a project. So I'm coming in with a little bit more fabric. This is cheesecloth, and I just ripped a little bit of it off. I thought it'd be a little bit soft on here. So just layering a little bit down below, add kind of to the softness of the other fabrics up above. And again, I'm coming in with some more Reneabouquet chiffon flowers, pearl and rhinestone flowers. This is the ivory. Again, come in a set of 3, so I'm going to place that down in there. And both of those khaki and ivory flowers, are just so romantic. That's, I think, why I like Shabby Chic, because I tend to kind of go romantic when I do Shabby Chic, and I just loved it to look soft and beautiful, so it works. And I'm going to add a little more texture here. I'm going to use this quilting thread. Sometimes I use upholstery thread, sometimes quilting thread, but you can see how kind of thick it is versus regular thread. And I thought that had great texture, and I'm just going to kind of tuck it under that ivory chiffon flower there. And then I'm going to start adding some paper flowers around to kind of fill in the gaps. I've got some flowers from my stash, some Prima flowers. A couple of the Prima flowers that I'm going to be using on here do come from Renee's shop, such as this one here. This is Prima Marketing Pretty Pale Collection flowers, and this one is called Dry Desert. I believe it comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a pack of 9. And I just think they're so pretty. They kind of have that taupey look on the inside, just really beautiful flowers, kind of a matte look. And I'm adding a few of my flowers in the mix, leaving the green stems on them to kind of help compensate for that little bit of green that's in the photo. Here comes another one of the Dry Desert flowers from Prima Marketing. Another one of my flowers from my stash. Again, leaving the stem on there. And the last of the Dry Desert flowers. And if you'll notice where I put them down there, see I put one on the upper left and then one on the right and then one at the bottom. Again, there's that triangular vision of those flowers. So it's just a little helpful hint when you're creating. I'm coming in here. These flowers are Prima Marketing from Renee's shop. You can see them right here. You get like 4 designs in the pack, and you get a bunch of flowers. And these are called Raspberry Kisses from the Fruit Paradise collection. And I'm using the ones that have just that little hint of light pink in the center to help bring about that little bit of pink hue from the ruffles in the bottom of her wedding dress. I think it's just the shading in the photo, because her dress was white, but I think because of the shading and the natural elements, it kind of picked up a little bit of a pink hue in the coloring, so that's why it's allowing me to add a little bit of pink on the layout to kind of keep that shabby chic feel to it. And again, you saw me place one at the bottom. I'm placing one at the right and one at the left, and there's your, again, another triangular vision here when you're placing your elements. I'm coming in with some Reneabouquet's beautiful beads. These are flat back pearl 6mm beads. I'm using the 0.4 ounce because you have a choice of how many you want to get. You can get a 0.4 ounce or a 1.8 ounce jar of whatever flat back pearls you want to use, and this happens to be the Cotton Candy shades. And I'm using this little silhouette pick-me-up tool. It's got this stuff on the end of it, and it helps kind of pick up those pearls so that I could add glue to the bottom of them. The only problem is a little hard getting it off of that sticky stuff, but it helps me to at least pick them up. So, and there's lots of variations of kind of tools like this to help you pick up small embellishments when you're using them on your project. So I'm just going to put a little bit down here at the bottom, and then I think I place a couple up near the top, and that's about the extent of it. I just wanted to use a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the cream out of those cotton candy set. I believe there's a pink, light pink, cream, white, and a really light blue in the set. They just add a nice little tiny touch. I think it makes it pretty. And I'm going to add one Reneabouquet's Premium Paper Glitter Glass Butterfly. This one is called Love Story. It's just gorgeous. I love the brown tones and stuff in it. I thought it went well with the photo. And then I'm adding some clipping stickers from Tim Holtz. These are just for my stash. I'm showing 2 here, but I end up with 3 and what I'm doing is I'm peeling the sticker off of the sheet, and then I'm gluing it to some cardboard here because I want my stickers to have some substantial weight to them, because I'm going to kind of glue them off of one of my little frames at the bottom. So I want them to be nice and stiff. But I decided that I wanted, instead of just 2, I wanted 3 quotes to be part of this ensemble here. So you don't see me cut the 3rd one out, but I will show you all of it here in a minute. All 3 of them glued on. And of course I will have close-up photos on my blog, as well as Reneabouquet blog. I'm adding a little bit of chalk ink here by Prima on the end, just to just kind of shade the tips a little bit so it stands out a little bit better. See, I'm going to glue them right down there on that square frame. And like I said, I'll show you the finished here because I chose one more quote to add to it. A glimpse of heaven, I know that I am home, this heart of mine. I thought that was perfect. And so now I'm going to finish up my project with some Reneabouquet's glitter glass and a little bit of Prima clear beads from my stash. And I'm using Prima 3D matte gel. I'm just painting it on with the paintbrush, and then I'll drop off the little beads, and then I'll also kind of drop off the little bit of glitter glass on there as well. And I'm using 2 colors here. I show the sand, and then off camera I decided I wanted a little bit of a clearer glitter glass, so I used the diamond shade as well. So sand and diamond for Reneabouquet's glitter glass here. So I hope you enjoyed this project. I think it turned out really pretty and as romantic as I wanted it to be. The colors, I kind of want a really soft and muted colors, so I think it looks nice. I will have all the links down below to everything Reneabouquets, as well as the links to the product that I use from Reneabouquets.com on this particular project. And I will have all the links down below to my social media platforms. Please come follow me there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I thank you for sharing your time with me. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I enjoy reading them. And I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.